Welcome back, folks, to the WP-Tonic Show, this week in WordPress and SaaS. This is episode 934. Unbelievable, I know. And you've been listening to this podcast for quite a while. Please tell other people about the podcast. That would be really appreciated. In this show, we've got a great friend of the show, a great WordPress entrepreneur and WordPress community member and supporter. We have Jewel in the house. Jewel is the founder of WP-Manage They do Fluent Forms, Fluent CRM, and a host of other fantastic WordPress plugins. In this podcast, we're going to be discussing Jewel's journey, how he got into WordPress, how he managed to build his team to over 100 people, and also his business is mostly based in Bangladesh. I'm going to be asking him about that, and a host of other fantastic questions. So, Jewel, would you like to quickly do a quick intro to the listeners and viewers?
Hi everyone. So I am Jewel. Mainly, I'm a software developer, and for last 8 years, we are building WordPress plugins, especially for small businesses. So all of our products are actually to help the small businesses. And currently, we are powering around 1 million websites in the total plugins we have. Yeah, it's a long journey, and I would like to share my experiences with you guys.
Yeah, it's like I say, you've got a real WordPress entrepreneur here in the house, so I'm sure there's going to be some great insights, and it'd be well worth listening to this podcast. I've got my great co-host with me, Kurt. Kurt, would you like to introduce yourself to the new listeners and viewers?
Sure. Kurt Von Annen, owner of Mañana No Mas, primarily focused on membership and learning websites. We also work directly with WP-Tonic and the great folks at Lifter LMS.
Yeah, Kurt does a great job with WP-Tonic. Before we go into this fantastic interview, we got a message from one of our major sponsors. We will be back in a few moments, folks.
Hi there, e-commerce store owner. At Omnisend, we help more than 100,000 e-commerce customers just like you sell their products. We're an all-in-one email and SMS marketing platform that helps you reach your customers, grow your audience, and increase sales. In fact, our customers have seen incredible results with Omnisend, averaging $72 in revenue for every single dollar spent. And if you ever have a question, our award-winning customer support team is available 24/7 every single day. That's one of the reasons we have more than 6,000 glowing reviews and ratings all across the web. So, get started with Omnisend today and start growing your business with better email and SMS marketing.
We're coming back, folks. I also like to point out that we've got some great special offers from our major sponsors, plus a curated list of the best WordPress plugins and services, and a lot else. You can get all these free goodies by going over to wp-tonic.com/deals. wp-tonic.com/deals, and you'll find quite a few of Jewel's plugins on that list. So that's good news for us and good news for Jewel. So let's go straight into it. So Jewel, how did you get into web development, and specifically, what was your initial journey into WordPress? Maybe you can give us some insights there.
Yeah, definitely. So, it's a very long story actually. So I started my web development back to 2009. So then I just started my, undergrad in the university. And then I learned about the programming and everything. And then I see that I really love, programming. I really understand it very good. And then I thought like, okay, we have many websites. I am browsing internet, how I can build a website for me. And to be honest, I had no idea how those things work. And then I found like Blogspot, uh, you know, and then I built a website. But the problem is actually I cannot customize. I don't know how these things work, because you cannot customize those things. You cannot see the code, everything. So that was like a Google service. And then I discovered WordPress. uh, I think like after 5 6 months, once I started programming and everything, and they see that I can actually install on my computer, and then I can see the code, few things here and there, build website theme and everything. So that was the first starting. And when I am like third year, fourth year of my university, so in that time, I was like doing programming all the way. And in the fourth year I started my first company, and that company was actually like agency. And we in that agency, that was also got pretty big. Like we had 25 members in that my first company. And we are working with different non-profit organization, banks, health sector. And we are providing them all the development services from here. And that was really pretty good. And then I exit at 16 from that company. So I started with my friends there, and I exit that company and I started this new company. The goal was, the new company was actually like the service company. That was really good. We were doing really great. The problem is actually the service company. That was for me, it was really hard. Like I have to manage all multiple projects at a time. And then like after 1 year or 6 months, I have to switch another project and the whole new thing. So I realized that like okay, I am doing all this projects, but ultimately I am not creating a value for long term. Then I thought, okay, so what about like I was working WordPress for for last 6 7 year, and I really understand WordPress. And also I understand the market, I understand the people, what they need actually. So why not invest my time and resources to build the product. So then I started
Can
when
I
I started.
can
Yeah.
I ask you at that stage how large was the company? How many employees did you have, or
So when
people
I
involved
started.
when you was looking at maybe a product? What
Yeah.
stage were you at?
So yeah. So when I started WP-Manage Ninja, that was like we only have 3 people in the team. So me, one of my friend, and another person who's not technical. He was just managing things. Like we had an apartment, so he was just managing the apartment, shopping, grocery, and those type of thing. So those are 3 person. We started the company. And then we did not had mass I did not had mass savings in that company. So I still had to work on few client project to fund my product. And then actually started developing products. So after 1.5 year, my first WordPress product, that was Ninja Table. So that we released that product, and that was like
Oh,
fully
so
open
it was
source.
it was the table product that you
Yeah,
released. That was
that's a
your
table product. And then we are working really hard on that. People who are using, I think in couple of months we got like 5,000 active installations. And people are asking like I need this feature, I need this feature. And some people started email us like, okay, it's really helpful, can I donate money or something, as you don't have any pro version or anything. So then we inspired like, okay, now it's a very good thing, like we can now build a pro premium version and offer that. So that was the very first product. And then we started working with people like what product we can build. And from the very first, we chose a very specific segment of the market, overall market. And that is like, we want to only solve the business problems. We will not go to the design thing. or theming business or not anything. We will just solve the business that's a a small business need. So that's why we build the Fluent CRM, Fluent Forms, and all the Fluent ecosystem. So currently, what we are actually working like building an ecosystem. So you can say like. Uh, with the Fluent ecosystem, you can run your online business. That's our goal.
So you started off with the table plugin and you got traction. And then what was the second major
So our second product
plug?
was Fluent Forms. So that was the
Right.
the second product.
So how long was it before Fluent Forms was pushed to market after tables?
So we worked like 1.5 year on that product
right.
before it was a long journey. And
Well, I was
it
going
was
to say that was quite short, not long.
yeah.
Is he aware that Gutenberg is a 10-year project?
That's you must have read my mind, Kirk. But I'm getting enough flack for my comments as it is. So, so now, how large was it? Still a rather small team when you were looking at Fluent Forms, because
so when we launched Fluent Forms, I think we had like 15 people in the team.
so you
10
had
to 15.
grown. You had grown quite a bit from 3 to 15 in less than 2 years. Is that correct?
So in less than 2 years, we got like 15, and because we the thing is actually like the team grew a lot in the COVID time. So when we started work from home in the COVID, that time we had like I think 20 to 20, I think 25 to 30 people. I cannot remember exactly. And after 1.5 year after COVID, when you open our office, then I see that people are like 60 now. And we hired all these people within this COVID time. I did not know many people. The first time I am meeting with them face to
Yeah, I'm
face.
gonna. I thought. Yeah, I understand that, but I thought you. When did you launch Fluent Forms? I thought it was a couple years
So
before
that
COVID.
so that was 2019, and that's that there has a sad story actually with the Fluent Forms, because when we launched Fluent Forms, so we thought like, okay, we are making a very good product, like 1.5 year with all the engineering excellence, everything, like all the modern technologies and everything. So I thought like people will love it. And
Yeah,
after releasing,
can I? Because you're this is blowing me away. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry, Kurt. We'll probably take up the whole first half of this. Are you okay with this, Kurt?
Yeah,
Or
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You can butt in any time you like, Kurt. All right.
I got my AG1. I'm good.
Right, because I'm blown away. You're blowing my brains away, Jill. So, Fluent Forms.
yeah,
It's a pretty competitive space.
yeah,
There were, you got you've got Gravity Forms, which most developers, and then you had like 3 or 4. You had a form project from the Chocolate Factory, as I call them, and Willy Wonka, as I call him. You got some major competition in this space, which is good because it shows there's a market. But this is quite strong competition.
yeah.
Why did you, and I love Fluent Forms. I want to point out to the tribe, he hasn't paid me. Jules has been very supportive to me, but yeah, he's not paying me to say these nice things. I just I love fluent forms, you know. But why did you choose? What was the mindset that for? Well, we'll build a form plugin. We're entering a really competitive market because it was a huge success for you and your
Yeah.
team. But what led? I just want to know what led you to. You know, this is a really
Okay.
hot market, isn't it?
Okay. So I think even 5 years or even like 6, 7, 8 years, forms market is the most competitive market in WordPress. Like there has really great form builder in the market. If you search for a good form builder plugin, I'm sure you will get at least 5 to 7 very good well built form plugin. And when we started the project Fluent Forms, and then we saw that like there has a gap in the market. Like all the form plugins are like built like 7, 8 years ago. Like Gravity Forms is a very good plugin. It has a very huge ecosystem and people use that. We have Contact Form 7 and other definitely
Well,
other form
I
plugin
would I
or
wouldn't say Content Seven's a great form.
yeah. So yeah, I think the problem was actually like in that market, people were not innovating in that market. Like a product that built in the last 10 years ago, they still work the same way.
I
And
just want to say something. I shouldn't have said that about Content 7 because I'm basing that on about 9, 10 years ago when the original owner and developer, I think a German guy, I had a correspondence with him, and it was one of the most bizarre conversations I've ever had with another WordPress professional. I've had some really bizarre conversations, Jill, as you've probably had, but this guy was a real nutter. But I think it's not under the original ownership or anything, so I really shouldn't say that because I'm saying that. I just want to be fair, Jill.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
oh, sorry, I
yeah,
interrupted you.
yeah. So so then we thought like, okay, every website need a form. So if we can build a plugin that's like with all the modern technology, and in that time like Vue.js, React, those are like getting very popular. And so why not build a form plugin that's use all this modern JavaScript based technologies. So it was like an engineering decision rather than uh,
Oh,
analysis the market and everything. Maybe if we were like real businessman, like analyze all the market and everything, maybe we would not build that. But we build that to just because it was an engineering challenge. Like let's try it. If we can get succeed or not. And so that's kind of the background story of Fluent Forms. And then I think that Fluent Forms was our very first product where we learned how to build a product, how
wow.
to work with the customer. Like before that, we were building products for ourselves. And then I realized when released Fluent Forms that like we are not building products for ourselves, we are building product for the people who are really using it. uh, so
Yeah.
so
So you enter obviously the WordPress system. You know, you entered with the free form product, and then you built on top of that the premium version. Is that correct?
yeah, yeah, exactly. So all of our product actually like have a very good free version. Like I think most of the people even don't need the premium version. So and then if someone need a very advanced feature, then we offer a pro version. And I think in the form market or in overall WordPress category, we are the very first company. Like we don't use like pricing model is not very complex. Like if you see all the farm market, like if you buy a product, then you will see like tire based pricing. Like if you buy the highest price package, then you will get all the features. So we made that very simple. Like everything is in the pro, a single pro
And
version.
obviously, you're based in Bangladesh. I would imagine, one of the restraints is the lack of talent in America. Well, there isn't a lack of talent. To put it, affordable talent. I get the impression in Bangladesh you have, when it comes to engineering skill and talent, you've got an enormous surplus of excellent people. Would that be correct, or is it still very
So
hard to find
so
really
it
good
was
people?
I think it was like true maybe 10 years ago or 7 8 years ago. Now it's really competitive. It's
Right.
because we have lots of companies, great companies here, and also all the companies actually hire remotely. So all the SaaS
Mm.
companies, WordPress companies, even those companies actually hire from remotely. So it's not we don't have that advantages, and we live in a very small city in Bangladesh. Actually, it's a very green city. Mountains, tea garden, everything.
Oh,
So
you're selling it to me.
yeah. So they are actually like so we have few universities. So we actually like so the city is very small. Like we are the the largest software company here. So you can understand like how small the city is actually.
Right.
We actually
So,
work with the universities
oh,
to
right. So you're trying to get them when they're in university or just leaving. That's
yeah,
how you, right. I get.
yeah,
So, so you have this success with fluent forms, and then the next one. Am I correct in saying it was Fluent CRM?
yeah. So next kind of the a big project was Fluent
Now,
CRM.
you've just got a success in a very competitive sector, and
Yeah,
now you're, technically and in marketing to try and build a WordPress CMS
yeah,
is
CRM, yeah, CRM.
technically one of the most difficult. I've known a few people tried to do it. The only other person or that's done a reasonable job of it is Groundhog. But I know a few other people that have attempted to do it. There's one other company that's based in Bangladesh that also done a good job of it. But is to say it is not an easy task would
Yeah.
be the understatement of the century. What, most people would be kind of backing off a little bit because, to have a big success in the form space is a great achievement. But you decide to go for it. What was, before we go for our break, what was the business? What led you to decide to build Fluent CRM?
Okay. So that was also a kind of funny story actually. Uh, Maybe I love open source, self-hosted things. That's what I love, and I love WordPress. And so email marketing is really tough. uh, Managing contact, everything, all the data, and everything. And in that time when we started, the WordPress does not have a proper email marketing solution. So everyone still I think all 90% of the people actually use the SaaS services like Mailchimp, ActiveCampaign, MailerLite, everything. And these companies are really big, and they charge you know the pricing is really crazy. And then I thought, like, why there has no marketing solution in WordPress, and definitely there was like Groundhog CRM, there was Zero BS CRM, and later Automatic purchased that, and it's now I think Jetpack CRM. And then I saw that like this plugins even does not get any market. Like in that time, I think Groundhog was like 2000 active installation, and Jetpack CRM that time like 5000 or 6000. Then I started digging into those plugins
Yeah, to
because
be
I
fair,
needed a.
to be fair to Groundhog, I don't think the the free element he ever,
Yeah,
and I'm speaking for the founder, and I shouldn't. I think his focus was more on the Premier side
yeah,
because he came. My understanding, he came from Infusionsoft consultation
yeah,
area, so he came from a very different background to where
yeah,
you are coming from,
yeah. I
isn't it?
think exactly. So every product has a philosophy, I think, and Groundhog has their own philosophy to build the product.
Yeah.
And then I started digging into it, and I see that like no plugin actually giving near experience of like Mailchimp or ActiveCampaign or MailerLite. Then actually we started build that. So the building process was really bit complicated. Our So we were so first we
And
needed for us.
how many people were in the company when you were building Fluent CRM?
I think that then we had like 35, 40 in that time.
And
And
how long did it take you to build the minimum viable product?
yeah, so it was like that's the story I would like to share. So we built the first version in like 1 month, and we were the very first customer.
Did you say a month?
Yeah, so the first version has does not have anything. It was like the first version is actually like you have to upload a CSV file, and then you will type the subject, body, and hit send. That's what it would do
All right.
at the very first time. So that was like 2 3 weeks. We built that just for our users. So when we release an update, we export the customers, upload that. Like that was like really time consuming. Like export the CSV and upload. So we just connected to our our store in the same database. We just pull those contact records from the user table and start sending data. And over time we actually like we need this feature. We in the support ticket we need to know a customer like how many product they purchased, when they purchased, do they have any active license or anything. Then actually we started building those things, and like after 6 month 8 month I think, then we thought like, okay, it's now we could replace Mailchimp. Can we build a product? then then kind of we rewrote the whole thing. Like we got the idea, now we want to build that. So that took another like 7 8 months, and then
Oh,
we
so we're talking in total before you had your product to launch to the
yeah,
public. We're talking about 12 to 18 months, maybe.
yeah,
Is that?
like 18 months. Yeah, so
Oh, well, yeah,
from start.
that's more reassuring because when
Yeah,
you were talking about a month, I was losing my mind. All right, I think we're going to go. I think Jules has just blown my mind away, basically. I feel a total failure. Thanks, Jill. I feel like a total has-been failure. I just plod along, don't I, Kurt? I'm going to let Kurt take over the whole of the next half because he's just been sitting here patiently listening to this, but I haven't butted in too much, Kirk, have I? Not for me.
No, that we'll save that for the second half.
No, I'm just going to let you. I'm going to shut up. We're going to go for our second half in it, and we've got some other really interesting topics to discuss. I've been blown away by this first half. Hopefully you have, listeners and viewers. It's been a great conversation. We will be back in a few moments, folks.
Tired of hosting providers that can't handle high traffic loads? Conversio is here to help. Our platform can handle any amount of traffic, all without slowing down or crashing. With immediate Slack support, performance optimization, and a team that thrives on resolving technical challenges, your e-commerce business is in safe hands. Learn more about Conversio at conversio.com.
This podcast episode is brought to you by Lifter LMS, the leading learning management system solution for WordPress. If you or your client are creating any kind of online course, training-based membership website, or any type of e-learning project, Lifter LMS is the most secure, stable, well-supported solution on the market. Go to lifterlms.com and save 20% at checkout with coupon code podcast20. That's podcast20. Enjoy the rest of your show.
We're coming back, folks. Just want to point out, if you're looking for a great WordPress partner for your larger projects, for your hosting of membership and community focused websites, why don't you look at becoming a partner with WP-Tonic? We've got over 8 years experience in work in the WordPress community and space. We're totally trusted. You can find out more about becoming a partner by going over to wp-tonic.com/partners, wp-tonic.com/partners. We love to build something special with you. I'm getting better at that, Kirk, aren't I? I think it's getting, actually, it takes, I'm just an extremely slow learner, but I plod away, don't I, Kirk? Over to you, Kirk.
Well, I'm still, I put a comment in, but I'm still trying to get over I made my first exit when I was 16. In America, 16-year-olds, are having a hard time just mowing a neighbor's yard for $10, right? Let alone starting a company and having an exit. So that kind of leads me to, our second question was asking about Bangladesh and recent, dramatic challenges. But I want to kind of morph this question some. I feel like I want to ask like the culture dynamic between like what we see in the States and what you experience there. For example, I just moved from California to Kansas, and I thought I was moving to a technical desert. Like I thought I was moving where nobody knew anything. Turns out I have the fastest internet I've ever had in my life. Pippin Williamson's my neighbor, and I'm friends with a guy that makes custom software and travels back and forth to Bangladesh to run an office over there. Like I'm far from being in a technical desert, but I still know that it's nothing compared to your environment. What's culturally, what's it like there to work in this field? And then we'll get to the challenges of Bangladesh, right? The dramatic challenges.
Yeah, so in Bangladesh, actually, the IT sector actually evolved in last like 12 to 15 years. And the good thing is actually in Bangladesh, we have lots of universities. And in those universities, there are lots of very talented people there. And we get like thousands of engineers, software engineers every year from those universities. Many of them actually they just go abroad like USA or Europe for higher study, PhD and everything. But many people actually stay here. And last 1 decade, we have like this culture, actually the building product or building a software company or building a SaaS, it's grew a lot. And that's why if you will see that many of the WordPress companies are from our country. So that's a very good thing. Like from the university and the industry, they have a very good relationship. Like in my city, like we have 4 university in my city, and we very closely work with them. So the faculty, they actually talk with us like what things we should teach our students, or maybe they invite me to talk about what the students should focus. So and that's the thing really, that overall environment that's really helped. And and many, and in that age, people understood that, like, okay, IT programming, these are really good thing, and that's like it's the future of the career. And it's really easy if someone is very talented, then they can actually advance their career very quickly. I think that this is the fastest way to advance their career in all the industry and everything. So that's a very good thing. And many companies actually have like internship program. They hire the fresh graduates, and they teach how to do those things, everything. Like, when we hire like fresh graduates, like we have a very 3 to 6 month program, like very good program, like syllabus, like you have to do these things, then this, and within 4 or 5 months you will be ready for join as a software engineer here. So
Yeah.
that's also very helpful. So in my opinion, like here, the dynamics and relationship between these institutes and the industry is very good.
Is there a challenge or an obstacle in getting these recent graduates to stay in your area? Like, I used to live in the San Jose area, and there were, a bunch of migrants. I guess that's what we call them, like migrants, right? Like, they came in for jobs in San Jose.
Yeah.
And then there's tech centers in like Germany and Israel and all these.
Yeah.
Are your universities farming all of these out? Is it hard to keep them with
Yeah.
you?
So
Or
yeah, I think it's like in the overall, in the whole world, there has like people are moving in different cities. Like someone is say in Europe or USA, they are moving to say like Dubai. Okay, maybe for tax purpose and anything.
yeah,
Some people from Asia, they are moving to Europe or Canada or Australia. So yeah, definitely, so we have that here too. And I think we have more than usual. And I think after COVID, many people actually like moving around more frequently.
yeah, excellent. Well, I want to move on to question 2, and then maybe we can bring Jonathan back into the conversation. But I know this firsthand because one of our team members at Lifter LMS is in Bangladesh, and she said, "Hey, there's a bunch of uprisings going on. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to work." And then all of a sudden, the internet was gone, and
Yeah.
there was actual concern, like, "What's going on? Is she okay? Is this?"
I
What are those
wouldn't.
distractions like over there?
Well, it's up to Jill.
Oh,
I personally wouldn't use the word uprising,
okay.
but maybe we got to ask Jill that. How do you see what happened? Do you see it as an uprising, or do you see it? Or I'm not even sure. Do you feel totally free to say whatever you want to say, Jill, or
Yeah, definitely. So
are we just presuming that you have that
no.
freedom?
So so we had so our previous government, actually, they were in the power for a long time, around 16 years.
Can
And
I just think I just want, because I know you live here, but my understanding is obviously Bangladesh had a war of independence over 45th in the 70s. It was one of the most brutal
yeah,
wars seen in that part of the world. I
yeah,
think I'm correct in saying that between 2 and 3 million people died in that war. And Bangladesh is dominated religiously by Islam, but actually the conflict was with Pakistan, and the country got its independence with the support of India. Would I mutually, because I think those the Pakistan army was actually defeated by the struggle of the Bangladesh people, but also the Indian army. And the founder one of the key founders, he became president, but he was assassinated by the Bangladesh army with most of his family. And one of the daughter survivors who lived in Germany, she became the president, she became the head of Bangladesh. And in some ways, it's a bit of a sorry story that somebody who's related to the founder of the state seems to have had to run to India in a helicopter. Am I getting the basics right, or am I making a fool of myself, Joel?
I think my question was more innocuous.
That's kind of your from outside, observation or the country. So the history is actually like after Second World War. Before the Second World War, we were so with the UK, the whole India. So that was like one country. And when UK leave, then we had like two countries, India and Pakistan.
Yes, I just want to point out that Britain really buggered up the whole of India. But it's got nothing to do with me. I'm English, but I'm not making any. I'm not making any excuses. I'm not making any excuses for imperialism at its best.
So anyway. So the problem was actually like, last 16 years, so we had like one party government. So all the other parties, they could not actually, we were like a democratic country. We were a secular country. But the problem is actually there is no other party. So the previous government actually like killed most of the people, or give them push them into the jail and everything. So like 16 years, those people actually running the country on their own, like laundered billions of dollars to other countries. Then actually like people started the students basically started the protest. And then actually they got fought and they flew to India. Most of the politicians, all the politicians, many politicians actually left before it happened actually. And that's kind of the thing. But now it's really in a very the government, the new government, they're really good. Our head of state is a Nobel Peace Prize winner.
Yes.
And he is like, I think it can be better. He's the best person to run the country, and he is trying hard to shape the country. Now people can freely talk, freely do anything they want. So yeah, it's like it's better than any previous time. So yeah.
All right, I'm going to go with the next question.
Yeah.
Well, I think Bangladesh is one of those countries. I think Vietnam and Cambodia and Rwanda and Bangladesh. There's like half a dozen countries, Kurt, that really need a break, that deserve a decent future. And Bangladesh is one of those countries because people don't realise the enormous suffering the Bangladesh people went through for their independence. It really was a massacre of epic proportions, Kirk.
Yeah.
The Pakistan army just went wild and they butchered men, women, children, anybody they came across. They would go into a village and just butcher everybody, Kurt. A level of butchery that is mind-blowing, Kurt. Sorry, that was a debate. Sorry about it.
Okay. So I'm going to try and recover this a little bit and say that I think we covered question number 3 in the first part of the show, but I want to get to the challenges. What's one of the biggest challenges outside of the drama in August? So what's one of the biggest challenges that WP Managed Ninja faces now?
Yeah, so we have like now many products, and so last week I had a meeting with my CMO, and he was telling Joel how many product we have now, and I could not answer correctly. The problem is actually like we have like commercial product as well as like pre open source product, like we were using internally. We just released that org, but our marketing team and the people are also managing thing. I think the biggest when a company got big, like now we have like 1 million users who are using our product. And previously, like when you were small, like you can release an update anytime you want because you don't have any users. But now when we want to release a product, we have to we cannot break anything, because if we break anything, if something goes wrong, there is like hundred of thousands of websites will be affected. So now our whole process need changed. Like these are the process that we have to follow. And another thing, like most of the products are actually our product are bit complicated, like not like straightforward product. Like Fluent CRM, it's a really super critical, super complicated product. The challenge is actually now like keep it simple. uh, so building things is easy. Complex way, I think it's really easy, but maintaining those and keeping it simple, that's really complicated. And that's most of the time we spend lots of R&D. We do lots of R&D, like how we can keep things simple, how we can make our code base maintainable. Like we never abandon any product. So the code we wrote back to 2016 17, we have to manage those things. So those are kind of the current challenge, like we are working on, like how we are keep this efficient. Even after 5 years, we think like what will happen after 2 years, 3 years, what the product we want to see in this product after 2 years, where I want to see that product. So that's type of things, like these are like we don't we did many things, like we shape the company in a very good way. Like when I go to like a holidays, say I am going, say last June I was in like full month, I was in Europe. uh, you know i I did not had to check my email. I did not had to call my office. They were managing things because we structured that whole company like that. So it's like they are we have many great leaders. We build those leaders over the years. So we did that part. Now we are like focusing on how we want to increase the efficiency, how we want to do this small things, where we will not break things. So that's kind of things like we are really working on. And I hope like soon we'll be more efficient. We So yeah, that's the kind of thing.
Nice. I'm trying to think of all the tools that I actually use, right? So I use the form, the CRM, we use Fluent Support, Fluent
Yeah.
Booking. I'm looking forward to trying Fluent Community. But so I ramble off these words, and then the first part where you were talking to Jonathan and your timelines to develop, both of us are just kind of in shock.
Yeah.
Do you foresee, and maybe you can't answer this publicly, but do you see a roadmap where you continue to make like knock it out of the park products, or do you see more of a maintain and stay stable and stick to these core products?
Yeah, so we actually, so here the WPManageNinja, our structure is a bit different than like other companies. So when we build a product, we make sure that we have a team. So like say Fluent Forms. So Fluent Forms, they have a dedicated team. So those people only work on Fluent Forms. So we have a team for Fluent CRM. So they have a separate people from support, marketing, developer, everyone. So kind of like you can say like WPManageNinja, we are like building multiple startups inside here. So
Startup
we
within a
even we
startup, yeah.
treat our each product as a startup. So like even for Fluent CRM or our big products, we actually like maintain our finance and book everything differently. Like we want to know like how much the this product cost, and how was the growth and everything. So each product, so this team actually kind of managing things. So we have like, now I think we have 120 people, more or less. I am not sure the exact number, but kind of on 20. And so those people actually, like, they are distributed in different teams, and when they work in that team, so they are the kind of the startup. And that's why we could manage all this product. And so to answer your question, like, when we will actually like build a new product, we make sure that we have a team for that.
Nice.
uh, so that's how it works. And definitely I look forward to release few exciting product this year. Community, one of them. We are also doing some R&D and development. Another on to product. Yeah. So yeah,
Cool.
definitely our portfolio will definitely it will enlarge.
Cool. Thank you for that. Jonathan, over to you.
Yeah, I want to, and it's not a downer, Jill, because I can see there's a couple of your plugins, like the table plugin that's at the start of your journey, and then you
Yeah.
have a social media plugin, I think. But the rest of them, I kind of follow the logic. I kind of follow the form. The form kind of leads into a CRM. The scheduling links,
Yeah.
having a booking and scheduling. It's utilitarian kind of plugins. It's not the real flashy stuff, but it's the stuff that a lot of small businesses really need. And when it comes to the community plugin, I'm not sure that really fits into the mode, if you understand what I mean. I'm not having a go at it in any way, but
Okay.
can you understand where I'm coming from? I'm not too sure. Because the others, they're kind of, you need a form for your website. If the form works with your CRM, that's great.
Yeah.
Most businesses need a calendar scheduling to
Yeah.
work with their CRM and their forms. It kind of, in my mind, it kind of all links. I'm not sure about a community, even though it's a great thing, there's definitely a need for it. Can you understand where I'm coming from? Or do
Yeah,
you
I
think
understand. Yeah. So we have actually many tools, internal tools that we have. Even we have our HR tool that we built, that we use in our company. uh, we have accounting software that we built a few years back that we use. But these plugins we never release that. And the community plugin is actually like one of our internal tool that we are using
right?
for last 1 year. And so basically what how we work, that product was needed for us. So we the all our company communication, actually meeting notes and everything, we basically use the community plugin. So we call it lounge or office lounge. So all the people actually go there, so all their HR history and everything there, what they're working on. And all the meeting notes we track in that community. So when I actually go to our lounge, then I can see everything, that what is going on in the office and everything. So we were using like 1 year. And then in that then actually we our internal team actually developing and everything, then we thought like, okay, can we make a product? So there has two things. If we make a product, we can improve it over time. And we will be one of the biggest customer, definitely. And because when we will have this feature, our internal lounge will be improved, our workflow will be improved. And then in WordPress, if you see that there has no good uh, community plugin. So like I searched that, like say circle, that's a great solution for SaaS solution. But the tools we use in our office, most of them are actually uh, either open source or WordPress plugin. And we thought like, okay, we already have that solution that we are using. Maybe we can try to make a build a product. And this was the actually we installed that like 6-7 months ago when we launched Fluent Boards. So that's also a project management tool we launched, and I think now 2000 businesses using that product. And so when we wanted to launch Fluent Boards, we had a beta community, and we installed the Fluent community plugin in that in a subdomain of our site, and invited some beta users, and they started using it, and they asked like, what plugin is this? I want this, something like that.
Well,
So
one of your plugins that we've adapted, I just want to give a quick story. Well, maybe I'll do it after because Kirk's got to go. So, Kirk, I'm butting in, but you've got to go in 5 minutes.
I do.
So I've got a really nice story to tell the community about one of Jules' products. So, but do you want to move on? Sorry, I butted in, didn't I?
No, I'm going to take off and go run the call with Lifter, and have a great day.
All right then. I just want to we are using your support plugin at WP-Tonic. I was using Freshdesk, and
yeah,
I was using the free, and and then I was looking at using the paid product, and the main reason I had to go to the paid product was it enabled you to add a custom field, because with the free product, we couldn't take people's URLs. Basically, it was a pain in the ass. But the paid version was okay. But I had more people come on the team, and then if you got more than 2 or 3 people, it gets really expensive really quick.
yeah.
And then you offered support to me, and you were very gracious on the terms. And it's just a fantastic product, and it does the job, and it works really well. So, because these SaaS products, if they tend to be okay price wise when you got one person, but it's when you get 4, 5, 6 people,
Yeah.
they get really expensive really quickly, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. My philosophy is actually like, you are, especially for the WordPress users, like you are managing everything in your WordPress. You are running your shop in your WordPress. You are running your, say, blog, or membership, or your coaching program. So your data is actually in WordPress. If you have everything in WordPress, like for your support, for marketing, your forms, everything, then you can manage everything in the single place. You don't have to switch different tabs. Okay, you can manage everything from a single point of view. So, and another thing actually really helped us to build this product. That is, we are the one of the biggest customer of our own product. Like, I think for the support, we are one of the biggest users, one of the biggest users for the support, because we handle like hundreds of tickets every day. So we understand where we have to optimize it. Because think about it, like if I optimize like few seconds per ticket or per response, end of the month we will save hundreds of hours from that seconds. So we optimize all those products, something like that. Friend CRM, same. We manage 100,000 subscribers in Friend CRM. So we know where we have to optimize. We know which features we need, and we can push those features. And so that's also a very good way to build product. Like, if you are one of the user of your product, then then it's easier to build these features, easier to optimize these things for the community.
So let's move. Have you got another 10 minutes or do you need to be off?
Sure, it's okay. Yeah.
So let's go through the last couple of questions. So AI, everything's AI, isn't it? Are there any particular AI tools that you or your team utilize that
Yeah,
you really
definitely.
like?
Yeah, definitely. We use we experiment, use lots of AI products actually. Like I personally use GitHub Copilot. That's a very good tool for coding, reviewing, and everything. So definitely use that. We also use a self-hosted client, so who is actually connect with OpenAI, Google Gemini, and Cloudy, Anthropic Cloudy. So all those model, and those are we give access to all of our employees. So anyone can actually log into our portal. So I called it like we have a lounge, so they can go to the lounge and they can interact with the AI with anything. So that also we encourage our employees, like to try it, to see where this can actually help us. Like in our support system, we implemented the AI and see where they can actually help us. We are doing some R&D, like giving the information about our plugin, documentation, article, and everything, and see how that perform, if that can help us with our support and everything. Yeah, definitely it's a new technology, and we want to understand that.
Do
We
you
want to see.
think, do you
Yeah.
think in general, I think WordPress is, obviously there's some of the work that the Cadence team, Ben and his team are doing, which we're great supporters of Cadence and Ben and his team.
Yeah.
He's a delightful individual like yourself.
Yeah.
Unlike me, I can rub up a few people, but you and Ben, you seem to have the ability of being liked by most people. I'm okay, and I'm a toothless tiger. Get back to it, Jonathan. So they're doing some interesting things with AI, but in general, it's not been that active, in my opinion, in WordPress. But I'm not sure, because there's been some utilization of AI in some SEO plugins. Do you think it just, is there something about the plugin WordPress that makes it easier for SaaS companies to integrate it? Or do you think a lot of these SaaS companies, when you actually look at what they're doing with AI, a lot of it is just smoke and mirrors? When you really, it's not that impressive what they're doing. I don't know, because there's a core of products that I'm using that made a big difference to me. But I also see a lot of SaaS companies saying we've added this AI functionality, and when you really look at it, you just go, Can you understand where I'm coming from, or
Yeah.
what's your reaction to what I've just outlined?
I mean, so when AI this wave started, my team asked me like, should we
Because
integrate AI?
I'm sorry to interrupt again, because the reason I'm
Yeah.
asking this question, because especially with your Fluent CRM and your support plugin and a couple of your key plugins, you can actually see where AI would be really useful.
Yeah.
I would have thought.
Definitely.
So I think you've probably been looking at this quite
Yeah.
seriously. So that's why I'm
Yeah.
asking you the question.
Yeah. So exactly. So I think every my team members, they were asking me like, should we integrate AI with our product? Then my question was like, do you need a feature where AI can help? So many companies actually like implementing AI just because they want to uh, you know tag it like it's AI powered. So like in Fluent support, we had an use case like we want to generate the answer for a question with that context, or we someone actually write something, they want to improve that writing in that support system. So we implement that. That's because it was needed. So even if when actually we will see a use case that okay, in that feature we can improve the overall quality of that feature or save time of that user, then we will actually use that. So support was a great use case for the AI. So we implement that, we use that, we are optimizing in every cycle, something like that. If we see, say, for Fluent CRM, if we see that okay, AI can help for a feature, it will save time, we'll definitely implement that. So my mind is actually open about AI, and I think companies also should do that. Like say you talked about like Cadence AI Builder. Definitely, I think it's a good feature. Like you can just prompt with prompt. You can actually building something. You are building a section. It's saving time. Definitely a good thing. So when I build product or build a feature, two things actually I have in mind, and that is, does it saving time for the people? If I can save time with a product with a feature, it's a good thing, we should go for that. Second thing is actually, does it save money for our customers or make money? So so this the two parameter. Like I think every product all work in that way. Does it save time or make money? So that's the two thing, like when we build product, that we actually focus on. And there is another category that I'm not talking, that is something like it can be entertainment, that art, something that does not actually fill up in that two category. So yeah, definitely, something like I'm open about AI. I use that every day. I encourage my team member to use that, to explore those things, and where we can use that. It's not like I don't encourage them like just to tag a product with AI powered, to integrate that. That should not be like that. It should be like solve a real problem.
Yeah, thanks for that. So the last question, if you had your own time machine, like all H.G. Wells
Sure.
or the Doctor Who, I don't know if they have Doctor Who in Bangladesh, I'd imagine you watch it. And you could go back and maybe give yourself well, I'm not sure what advice, because I think you've done quite well for yourself, really. I don't know what advice. I don't know what advice you would give to yourself. Is there anything that comes to mind that you wish you knew at the beginning of your career?
um
Don't come on this podcast.
no. So yeah, so I think whatever happens, I think it happens for a good reason, I think. And even I think all the time I'm really happy with my life, even in my bad time, in my good time, and something so what I realized, like from 2010 to 2020, I was like really workaholic. I was working too much. I still work too much. I still work hard, but like I did not, give myself enough time for other things. Some kind of, say, for family, for travel, and everything. So now I try to do that. Sometimes I feel like maybe I could do this, like traveling, or do some social work, or giving time to my family and everything. I could do more in that previous time. But overall, I'm happy with my life. And what we are doing, it inspires me. It really, it's not about the money, that the business making. It really like, uh, I enjoy what I do. I really, when I see a good comment about our product, when I get a good review, or when I talk with the customers in different event, WordCamps and everything, I love those time.
Well, I think you and your company have got an excellent reputation. You can't please everybody. It's
Yeah,
impossible.
definitely. So that I know.
It's impossible,
But
but I think
yeah,
you and your team have done the
yeah,
best you can,
yeah.
and they're good products. You've been generous to me, and I've tried to show it back. And I think you and your company are good examples of success and the entrepreneur experience in WordPress. I wish you and your company the best. What's the
Thank you.
best way for people to find out more about you and what you're up to, Jill?
Yeah, so the best way is you can visit our website WPManageNinja. You can just search for WPManageNinja. You will find all of our products. You can also follow me on Facebook or Twitter, LinkedIn. Uh, I am very active in Facebook, especially in our group and different other groups. So yeah, I love to talk with people, learn from them, what they
Well, you
think
do
about the
make
product
yourself
and everything.
accessible. You do make yourself. I don't know how you do it, but you do make yourself very. It's a sign of a well-run business because you do have the ability to do that, which
Yeah,
I think is amazing. Hopefully, you'll come back on the show sometime in the new
yeah,
year.
definitely.
I've really enjoyed the discussion. I think we've covered some really interesting stuff in this chat.
Yeah,
We're going to
of
close
course.
the show down now. We'll be back next week with another. We've got some fantastic guests coming on the show in October, folks, and in November. We've got a special show tomorrow with Spencer Former and maybe a couple other special guests. I don't know. We will be back next week, folks. We'll see you soon. Bye.